You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast, Thursday night live call-in show. I'm Carlos.
And I'm William.
And I'm Wayne.
And today, coming to you live from Colorado, our guest from Meeple Among People, Ryan Seedorf. Say hi, Ryan.
Wow, he did.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us today to talk about board games from all the way across the country in snowy Colorado, right? It's still winter over there, isn't it?
It is currently snowing. About 4 or 5 days ago, it was 67 degrees though, so it is something to get used to out here.
Yeah, and you're a recent transplant to the Colorado area?
Yep, just came out here about a month plus ago for family.
Well, we're going to have fun talking to you about board games, talking to you about your move, right? 'Cause so you were doing this board game thing on Instagram and your groups and gaming from New York, I understand.
Yes.
And then now you've transplanted over to Colorado. So we're going to get to hear more about your story of, how you got into this board gaming thing. And then I also want to hear more about what's it like to move to a whole nother area and kind of like reboot your gaming setup and gaming group. So before we get started, I'm going to open up the phone line because the number one person on this show is going to be the caller, right? That's our number one person. So we're going to...
Do you mean Mitchell?
Our one caller that we have. It's just Mitchell. He's our only caller.
Hi, Mitchell. See, I keep throwing that out there when I'm here.
So I'm going to open up the phone lines for the folks at home. 813-618-7099 is the phone number. And that's our number to call in and talk to us about board gaming. We'll answer your call and interrupt us while we're waiting for calls to come in. Talk to us, Ryan, about how you got into board gaming and into your Instagram that you've set up as Meeple Among People.
So I got into the board game hobby around my mid to late 20s. When I was a kid, I loved playing, unpopular opinion, Monopoly, Clue, Sorry, all those games, because unfortunately there was nothing else beside those ones. And then I fell out of it, and then I had discovered Will Wheaton's Tabletop. I feel like a lot of people have this story, and I had discovered Betrayal at House on the Hill, and absolutely fell in love with that game. And I know it has a lot of issues with it, but I still love that game. And so I bought that game, played it to death.
That's the right answer. Betrayal is the right answer for getting into gaming.
Yeah, there's other ones. You could say Catan, but
yeah, that's very popular.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Catan hate.
There was just an article on, I think it was Dice Breakers or somewhere, how Catan is not the game to introduce people to the hobby anymore. Like,
Okay,
why
so
it's bad.
Why?
We're going to it. We're going to.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep going, right?
There's some strategy, but if you're just rolling poor, there's nothing you can do. It's the same thing for Monopoly. Monopoly has no strategy. It's just dice rolling and all luck.
And Betrayal is almost that too, right? But Betrayal has theme and story. Like, I'll give up dice rolls and randomness for theme and story.
All right, no. It isn't.
Absolutely.
I don't care about that. My name is Rob.
Playing the role of Rob today. So you talked about getting into the hobby through Betrayal, through watching Will Wheaton. What type of game is your type of game?
I'm not too much of a heavy gamer. I can play some heavier games like, Rising Sun and Scythe and stuff like that, but I'm medium weight. I usually just play with my wife, 2 players. We try to get more people, but with the move, that's been a little more difficult.
So you had this big move, right? So you set up this board game online Instagram channel. You're sharing the games that you're playing. Up, somebody's trying to call in, but they keep hanging right up. It's kind of weird.
It's my mom, don't worry.
Oh, it's just mom. Hey, mom, try again.
I have no idea. Might be.
So you're playing games in New York. What kind of a group did you have set up in that New York area? What was like a general game day or event for y'all?
So before I met my wife, it was just my best friends, Nick, Al, and as I said, we played Betrayal to death. I think the game after Betrayal that we got was Catan, and this is like, so I watched Will Wheaton's Tabletop like once or twice, and then after we played that game to death, I was like, oh, there's like 4 seasons worth of Tabletop, so I decided to watch it and bought probably 50 games because of that, and that's how it started. And then I went to trivia a couple nights where I met my now wife, and we became friends with everybody at the bar, and we started doing game nights that way. Some like party games, like they liked playing like, Cards Against Humanity and those type of games, and I was like, well, I got games that are a little better than that, like how about Dixit?
Ooh.
And they're like, what's that? I'm just like, just use your imagination, that's all you have to do.
And then a game night out there in New York, so what is like the gaming space in the area we're in? Like here in Tampa, it took a while for us to get a board game cafe. It was just recently, like this last 2 years, we've had a board game cafe. But before that, gaming really happened at local friendly gaming stores, which were more geared towards like miniature wargaming and card gaming. Board gaming was kind of like a side space. Wayne and I were talking about that earlier today. That's kind of the experiences we grew up with, is these game shops are more miniatures based, more card based. Board gaming was like a secondary thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a community.
Yeah.
How was the community in New York for board gaming?
Well, I remember when I was younger, there was a trading card place near me where I used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh, and the Magic was happening there as well. But unfortunately, my area had a board game shop, but there was never like a board game night. There was no board game cafes. It was just come to my house, we'll get pizza, we'll get beer, we'll play board games, and someone else will host, and we'll just do a circle of that maybe once or twice a month. But otherwise, I would just play games at 2-player with my girlfriend and now wife.
Well, I think that's the difference between a board game cafe too and like playing at a bar, or like, cause there's a couple of groups in Tampa that meet up at local bars and they play kind of like you said, like trivia, and then we played some games. But I've gone a few of them, and it's always been lighter games. You don't get heavier, even medium weight games out a lot of times when you go to a bar that's hosting a game session versus a gaming bar or a board game cafe. I think that's where you get the big difference.
Did you break the phone?
I'm trying to keep the phone working here, waiting for the calls to come in. I'm having an issue with one person trying to call in. It seems to not go through. But Wayne, you make a great point. The Wesley Chapel Gamers Group has a monthly get together, but they do it at like a cafe and I think some kind of a brew pub. You're really not going to get in a game of Terraforming Mars at a venue like that.
Well, no, you could just be really drunk.
But not even that. Like,
If you don't care about the quality of your game afterwards, then sure, play it.
Losing cubes, losing pieces, right? The darkness of the room, the lighting being quality. So I shy away from those
Yeah, I
events.
think that's the difference of a place that's built to be a bar and board game place, or a cafe or food place and board games, versus just a place that opened up as a bar and now they're hosting board games there. I think that's sort of where I see a big difference in the quality games that get played. And actually, there was one in St. Pete that closed. So, I mean, it struggled to stay open. I forget the name of it now, but there was one over in St. Pete for a while.
We got a call coming in. The phone is working. This is good.
There you go.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Mitchell from Louisiana, and as you said, I am number one.
And it's funny because somebody tried to call twice, but the phone just would not work for them.
The phone said,
it kept hanging up on them.
No, where's Mitchell?
This isn't Mitchell.
It's because they were trying to beat me, and the universe will not allow that.
That's what I think it is. I think the universe is not okay with Mitchell being second. Well, Mitchell, we got Ryan Seedorf of Instagram, Meeple Among the People, with us today. We're talking board games,
Mitchell.
catching up on his story. What do you got going on?
Howdy, I like him already so far. I put in the comments, he pronounced the precise the way I do, and Carlos bullies me about that. So I like this guy, because Carlos bully him as well.
Oh, you're chopping up a little bit.
I think he said at his daughter's karate class.
I thought that was just me. I was like, I can't understand it, fellas.
I think he was saying that he likes the way you pronounce scythe, and I make fun of Mitchell for pronouncing the same way you do.
How do you do it?
As in Seth.
Oh, he said I'm hanging up.
We lost him.
I think he said he was somewhere with his daughter.
Maybe karate.
Let's see
I think
here.
I heard karate class. Is what I heard.
He's calling right back. Beans and Dice Podcast. This is Carlos.
Are you guys hanging up on me?
There we go. Now it's working.
Wow, it's beautiful now.
You sound much better.
Carlos is having all kinds of technical issues tonight.
This is not what I do. I just talk about board games. I just happen to get stuck with this job.
I'm just about cardboard.
Yes. All right, Mitchell, we got next week is our big week, man. Next week is it. I am driving.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Gas prices are insane. I am driving to New
It's
Orleans.
got to be cheaper to fly now.
Yeah, dude, you should just flown, man. Leave the family
I have
behind.
a family of how many of us are there now?
Leave them behind. They can survive without you.
There's six of us now.
Yeah, that's 5 too many.
There's 6 of us now. That's too many to fly.
That's 5 too many.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys. I'm getting excited for Sobo next weekend.
I'm staying behind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where you guys
well,
going?
whenever I said you guys, I wasn't talking to Wayne or Will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, how can I say that I'm excited to see you guys if you're not coming?
That's true.
You know, Dan.
Oh, don't try
Rob,
to be
and
so.
Carlos are coming.
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
So
That's all right. That's all right.
There's a southern. What?
Yeah, Mitchell,
Hospitality.
Ryan's asking, where's Carlos going? Let him know. Where am I going?
Yeah, Southern Board Game Festival, Lafayette, Louisiana. That's kind of like my hometown con. It's pretty small, just a few years old, but you know, we got a decent sized library. We have some open play, some guided playthroughs, some unpublished games, some tournaments, play to win games. It'll be a lot of fun. It's next weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never been to New Orleans. I've only
either.
driven through Louisiana on the way to Texas. So I'm really excited to get into New Orleans,
Until he
visit
makes his
that
first
area.
gas stop. I want you to report. It's like,
Me in tears. Hey,
How long's the drive?
I think it's 9.5 hours to New Orleans, but we have a baby with us, so every 2 hours or so we got to stop to feed the baby.
Every time Carlos
Gotcha.
fills up his gas tank, he goes, "There goes another copy of Ark Nova."
I know, like it's
Copy of Ark Nova.
But Carlos, if it makes you feel any better, I drove from New York to Colorado.
how many hours is that?
About 27, 28.
Now, did you go straight through? Like, are you one of these
No,
people?
we
Like,
did hotels because we would have flown, but we have 2 cats, and they would have freaked out on the plane, so we had to drive.
I would take my cat in the plane.
hey, Mitchell,
Human
we've got
value.
a comment on the board here from Medical Mechanica. Says that that's my default pronunciation for scythe. I can't
Yes,
make myself
more people
say
on my
it
side.
right. There's a lot of broken
Yeah,
people out
but-
there.
Hey. Now look, what happened to the caller being number one? I've called in. I've gotten bullied. I've not been asked what games I've been playing. Learn how to treat me right here, Carlos.
Hey,
tell
Mitchell,
Let's talk about what games I've been playing.
what games have you been playing?
So Tuesday night, I was on the stream with BJ from Board Game Gumbo. And yes, you guys need to go back and watch this because I mentioned to him during the stream that I've been podcasting with you. And so every time he would introduce me when there were new viewers, he would say like, you know, Mitchell, who's also on Beans and Dice. Mitchell Beans and Dice. So at the end, he was like, Mitchell, the founder of Beeson. It was really funny.
All right, I'm gonna have to go watch that replay on the Twitch stream.
He just posted one of the playthroughs on his channel of Tiny Epic Pirates, and that's whenever he said it right at the beginning. You should watch that. It's funny. But anyway, one of the games that I was taught, it's a Knizia game that it was just reprinted last year, re-implemented. It's called Equinox. You guys heard of Equinox?
I heard the name.
I've not.
I've heard the name.
It's-
Oh, it's the new edition's the Golem edition, right?
Yes, exactly. Same game, just like different art or whatever I think it is.
Is it from the same company that did the Golem edition of Century Road?
Yep.
Oh,
Plan
that
B games,
artwork is
right?
gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather play that.
this game is. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mitchell. Sorry.
No, the game, the components are really nice. I mean, it's just cards, and then you have like these little betting chips. The chips are really good in the hand, and
Do
the
you have
art
it?
is great on the cards.
No,
I don't have it, but
no, I'm talking about
BJ's
Carlos.
friend on the stream.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've got the
That's
Century
confusing.
Golem
There's too many of
version.
you guys on the call right now. Anyway, so it's a bidding game. There are lots of different monsters. For each game, I think you pick 8, and you're betting on which 3 monsters you think are going to survive at the end of this brawl, I guess. There's no actual fighting, but the way it works is you have these bidding chips, and at any point in the game, you can bid on what monsters you think will make it to the end. And, of course, the sooner you bid on it, the more points you'll get, kind of like downforce, right? And then you're playing in your hand. You have a deck with these different monsters in your hand. They're kind of like the suits with different numbers. And so I might play a 1 on a monster, and so that means like I don't want that one to win. But if someone who does want the monster win can come and overwrite that with a 9. And so each round lasts until every monster has at least 1 card played to them, and there's no ties. And then it goes into the next round. You eliminate the one with the lowest number. and so you keep going down until there's only 3 left.
Colossal
To add to that, there are powers
Coliseum?
for each of the monsters.
Colossal Arena.
Colossal Arena.
Yeah, it re-implemented that.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's
I have
an
the
older
original
game. It's just re-implemented.
little box version of it.
Was that a Fantasy
Oh.
Flight game that in the silver box?
No, it was the little small. Maybe it was Fantasy Flight. They have like a whole
Silver
set of
box
them.
line?
Silver box line. They're like the little thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it's a re-implementation of a classic game using that
Yeah,
beautiful
so I don't know if I'll
artwork.
call it classic,
Oh.
but yeah.
It's 20 years old.
I
right?
mean, that's
15,
pretty
20
classic
years old.
nowadays.
I mean,
Damn,
what's
man.
the definition of classic? Carlos
I'm
is
sorry.
very
I'm
old.
sorry.
That
For
doesn't mean
Mitchell,
classic.
that's brand new because he's younger.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, I mean old.
Old.
A re-implementation of an old
Okay,
game.
it's an old game. There we go.
I love
One of the unique things, though, is not only are you bidding if you think you're going to win, but also if you have bid the most on a certain monster, you get to use its power every time you play one of those cards, which a power might let you do any number of things. Pick up another card or move a card or pick up your bidding stone. And then there are like chameleons that can act like any other animals. There's also this mechanic where you can do like a private bid so nobody knows which one you actually bid on, so they don't know to outplay you. Really unique game. I didn't do great at it. I think I came in last place. But it was a unique twist on the whole bidding thing. So was that Wayne that said you had the old version of it? You
Yeah,
played it?
I have the original version of Colossal Arena. That's one. It's a game I take with me travel because all it is cards and little tokens, and so you could take it and it's a good cruise game, or if you're gonna like go on a
Backpack
vacation,
game.
backpack game. It's a good one because it's just cards really. But yeah, it's a great game. Love it. It's because it's that bidding. Everyone has a bid initially, and you can make additional bids during the course of the game, but if you put a bid on a monster from the beginning, you score more points than if you bid later in the game.
Yeah,
And
like
there's-
Downforce, where
Right.
you're hoping to get in early, kind of shoot the moon early,
Yeah.
and get the big payout.
And then there's that secret bid
Well,
that can make you actually make or break it. Because if you secret bid and then max bid on a guy and that person lasts to the whole game, then you're going to score a ton of points there.
Yeah, that's how BJ beat us, actually. He had a secret bid on one from the beginning, and that one survived, so he got a ton of points. But what I like about it is, thematically, what I feel like is I'm bidding on these monsters who are having this brawl in a coliseum, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of like insider trading because it's like I am determining who does and doesn't succeed. So it almost feels like illegal, but it's fun to break the law, I guess, in this game.
Wow.
What did they title Equinox? What did they title this thing now?
Equinox is the current title, yeah.
Yeah, and the original one was Fantasy Flight. It was that little Fantasy Flight box game.
Yeah, which is the old Fantasy Flight box game, the Citadels
I have all those Citadels.
Oh, those thin ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
No, I love that artwork, man. The artist for that Golem edition of Century Spice Road, because Robert was a playtester for Century Spice Road, and when it came out, he bought the regular one. I bought the Golem edition, and I will not play the regular one. The Golem edition, that artwork is legit.
Definitely
Yeah,
prettier.
absolutely. I did the same thing. I held off on all those Century games for a while, and then all the Golem editions came out.
And I'm in. I mean, mossy rocks walking around. I'm in.
I'm a sucker for a nice theme and good artwork.
Hence Betrayal, my man.
Oh, you sound like Carlos. Yep.
But there is something I think
Well,
Rainer Knizia is the king of bidding games though. You can have like tons. His bidding games I think are if you want to teach someone bidding games, pull out any of Knizia's ones.
That's why it's called The Doctor.
Yeah, it's good.
Good call
well,
out.
you guys have a good show. Thanks for taking the call. I'm going to see you guys next week. At least the rest of you guys again. I'm talking about Carlos here. And the rest of you guys. Sorry, I
don't care.
All right, Mitch. We'll see you next week, man. Thanks for the call. Good night.
Sure.
Pleasure meeting you, Mitchell.
That was Mitchell from New Iberia, Louisiana. Let me jump to some of these comments real quick, and then we'll get back to hearing
Should've given
about
me one so I can
Ryan's
look at it.
story. Diego says, we've got a guest. We can't act a fool. Mitchell says, oh, yes, we can, Diego. Bryson's asking, can you tips the number? So I think he's asking for the phone number. 813-618-7099 is the phone number. So I'll put it back up on the board for y'all now that the line is open. 813-618-7099 is the number. Let's see here. Mitchell says, boo on betrayal. I'm glad he's off the phone, right?
You coward.
Why does he not like that one?
He doesn't like randomness
Oh.
or theme.
I love Betrayal, but I have tried to teach people Betrayal, like new gamers, and have it go
No.
bad.
It's not a game for
It's,
new. It's
you
not
know,
a
it's
game
not
for new
a game.
gamers.
I don't. I
No.
just,
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty easy to teach. I just feel bad if you've never played before and you're the betrayer. Like, I'll make a rule. Like, listen, I'll be the betrayer.
or you
Right.
I
got,
don't care if I win it. I'll help
Here we go.
you
We got a
win.
call coming in. Beans and Dice podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
It is Ness from Syracuse, New York.
Well, hello, Ness. Twice in a row, 2 weeks in a row. Thank you for calling, Ness.
A fellow New
Yeah,
Yorker.
I got good timing.
Oh, yeah. We have a couple of, probably, 3 folks.
No, I
You're no longer claim New York. Wayne's from New York. Ryan's from New York. Ness is from New York.
the only thing I will say is I enlisted in the military while I was in New York.
There you go. So a lot of New York ties in today. Good timing, Ness. What's going on in gaming world for you? We've got Ryan from Meeple Among People with us.
Hi, Ness.
Well, hi, Ryan. So I'm looking forward to my mom coming by tomorrow
Oh boy.
because I'm looking to teach her a couple games.
Betrayal.
No, not Betrayal.
Not that garbage.
That's
No.
not her kind of game.
Yeah, no.
Her favorite games, she likes spatial puzzles. So her favorite games are Cartographers, Calico, and Tokyo Highway.
I'm not familiar with Tokyo Highway. Tell me more.
So Tokyo
Three-dimensional, I
Highway it's a dexterity game with spatial puzzle elements. And it's got these like sort of cylindrical pillars and popsicle sticks and little cars.
River Dragons. Kind of like River Dragons. Where you're laying
I've not
these
played
sticks
River
down
Dragon.
onto these cylinders to make them like reach over and touch something else to build.
No, that's the one you saw, the giant version.
I'm gonna pull
Yeah,
pictures of it.
no,
I'm gonna pull
yeah.
pictures of it. Keep talking, Ness.
Okay. But you're trying to go both over and under other people's highways, so like under their popsicle sticks. And if you go over or under a popsicle stick that hasn't been crossed over or under yet, you get to put one of your cars on it. And you're trying to get rid of all
It
your
is the
cars
same
before
thing.
anyone else gets
It
rid of theirs.
is the same thing.
It looks exactly like River Dragons.
It's exactly
I'm loving
like
it.
River Dragons.
Oh.
Okay. It is exact. Wow. And it had a giant version of that at the Dice Tower retreat.
Yes, they
It
did.
took like
Oh my God,
It took like
I'm gonna-
3 or 4
That sounds
tables.
fun.
Ness, you were at the retreat. Did you see the River Dragons set up in the back?
No, I got to check that out. I was
It was
just at the
huge.
Orlando retreat. I don't know if it was just at the Miami one.
No, I was at the Orlando
I was at
one,
the
but it was
Orlando.
late night. Like it was late night. You know.
Oh, yeah, I must have been in bed already. I must have been tired.
It's funny though, because it's more laid back and more, I'd say, adult oriented.
No, this game looks cool.
So when you have a few drinks in your hotel room and you come back to play games and you go play a Dick Scary game like that, yeah, you're not gonna do well.
Yeah.
I feel like Mandy and Suzanne have talked
You
about
won't
this
do well,
on
but
their
you'll have
podcast a few
fun.
times too.
That and
Yeah,
Captain Sonar.
I'll have to try the giant version. Yeah.
It literally was like big, like the was that little
Picture, remember the big round tables at the back of the retreat?
yeah, there's like 3
It
of them
covered
together.
the whole table. It was that big.
It was like huge.
Oh my God.
Like the sticks were
caught,
like half yardsticks. That's the kind
Oh
of
my
like
God.
distance you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I caught a couple the normal, just regular version of Tokyo Highway at the retreat. So I'll have to check out the giant version. The River Dragons, you said?
River Dragons. Mitchell and I.
River Dragons.
Mitchell reviewed it on our Thanksgiving marathon. Check out the Thanksgiving marathon recently. You'll see a video in our channel list on there. But tell me about mom
Yeah,
and
I'll take a
gaming,
look.
right? Is mom new into gaming? Are you just getting mom into gaming, or did mom get you into gaming?
So I got her in a little after I got in because I only got in late 2020. And then my mom's always been into like a little bit of the geeky kind of stuff. Like we would watch anime together. We would play a little bit of
Damn,
like
man.
the Pokemon video game
That's a-
together.
Dude, that's pretty
That's an
cool.
awesome mom. What?
I'm watching soap operas on Univision with
Yeah,
my mom.
yeah.
That's about it.
Que eso?
I'm watching Tiny House things with mine.
No me hables así.
Yeah, like she's not
Tell
into
it
like
was.
we tried playing a little bit of like, Spirit Island, and she's like, this is really frustrating. I don't really want to do this.
So I
So
see
we
how you
stick
went
to,
more of the
like,
spatial
the-
route.
Yeah, we
Spirit
stick to
Island.
sort of the light, medium weight spatial games.
What was the other
Well,
one?
that's a smart decision, right? Because we were just talking about Betrayal not being a good game as an introduction, which is where the inside joke was coming in. We're asking what you're teaching mom. as an introduction game because it can have a bad experience, a negative player experience. I like how you switched over to games that have positive experiences that are easier to understand because it's more physical, it's more kinetic, it's less cerebral.
Wow.
Okay, you're the doctor here. Ryan, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cerebral.
There we go. English is not my first language. Trademark beans and dice. So you went more games that are physical in nature, so easier for mom to understand. So that's a great way to get mom liking the idea of gaming, and then maybe expand from there.
Well, I can see.
Oh, she already loves it. She's got the games that she knows she likes, and sometimes I bring out other ones and I say, "You want to try this out?" So I was thinking, I just got Sagrada earlier this month, and I'm thinking of bringing up Sagrada with her.
I tried Sagrada. I tried to teach Sagrada to my cousin and her husband in Georgia when I was visiting up there. I found that both of them are finance people. So, Wayne, these are your people. Your people,
My
Wayne.
people.
They were so just AP, brain frozen on where to put the dice because they knew the impact each dice would have on placement of future dice that it just ruined the game for me. I haven't played Sagrada since. I loved it before.
Oh, no.
Played it with them, and it's on the shelf
Why?
since.
Why would you want to play a game like that with financial people?
I just didn't expect it. Like I was like, oh, this is light and
You
easy.
should play like,
placing
a
dice.
story game with them. Like open them up to new ideas, not put them like in a work
Yeah,
environment.
if you make the mistake of teaching somebody the wrong type of game, it could ruin it for you.
Picking that first game with somebody new is tough. You know, like I said, we were teaching a friend of the other girl that I play games with a lot with my wife and I. We tried to do Betrayal because she likes story stuff and whatever. And the first game when she became the betrayer, the map was laid out perfectly where it was done in 2 minutes, and she was like, "Well, that sucked," you know. So it's like you have to get that right game. It took a couple more months for us to get it. Try another one. We got let's do this different game.
That's why you got to role play that game.
Yeah,
You really got to role play Betrayal.
Yeah, I think I got real lucky with Cartographers, which is the first game I introduced her to, because I had already brought out like the colored pencils.
Oh,
and so for her, it's almost like not only a spatial puzzle, but also like a meditative exercise. She loves the coloring.
Oh,
We both whip out the pencils and we just
Hadrian's
color it
Wall.
in.
Hadrian's Wall.
No, don't listen
No
to him, Ness.
Hadrian's Wall.
Don't listen to him.
No Roman roll.
No, report back how it goes with mom. If you get Sagrada to the table, I want to hear what mom's thoughts are on it. Because I don't know, I was touting it as an awesome family introductory game, and then I had that one bad experience, and I relegated it to the back of my shelf.
He does that though. If you beat
Yeah,
him,
I'll let you guys know.
if you beat him, really
Appreciate
bad
the
in
phone
game-
call. We really do, Ness.
Well, they didn't even beat him. It was just
You guys have a great night.
No, they beat me. They both beat me.
Oh, they did?
They both beat me. The finance people beat me. But
you see,
but
that's
it
what-
took
that- see?
forever.
That's
It took forever.
folks. That's the truth.
Ay,
Because
Dios mío.
yeah, I'm sorry, Ness.
Have a good night, Ness. We appreciate you.
You have a nice night, guys.
Take
Bye.
care.
It's be honest, man.
It's not about losing. I don't care if I lose. Just make it quick.
Oh yeah, I'm the same.
Let's see.
If I see that I'm about to lose, like a turn or two to the end, I'm just like, can we just end it? I know I lost.
Let's just call it. All right, we got in the chat, we've got Christian Adventure Gamer says, "What up, everyone?" And I think he's actually, if I remember correctly, so Christian Adventure Gamer, that's Daniel Cervantes out of Warsaw, Indiana, I think it is. But he also is a behavioral specialist in that world.
Cool.
Dealing very similar to what you deal with, Ryan. I know we talked before the show about a little bit about what you do. Very similar to what you do. So that's Daniel Cervantes of Christian Adventure Gamer saying hi.
I have a question. How do you remember where everyone's at, but you can't remember like stuff in the game?
Because Daniel has come to Tampa. We've actually met in person. Do you know how many people I've met like because of this, what we're doing here? Like in real life, people from all over the country that I've met in person just because of this. It's so cool. Those memories kind of. I remember situations with people.
Yeah.
It's the experience with people that matters to me.
He still remembers the X-Wing experience.
Oh, X-Wing was bad. We got Medical Mechanica, which I think is Ness, says similar situation to Tampa here in Syracuse. Lots of trading card games, Warhammer, lots of board game sales, but no cafe or bar.
Yeah, New York doesn't really have a lot. I think it's mostly in the city.
Yeah, well, that's where I was at a lot. So I can see that happening.
So now you're in Colorado, Ryan, and we're waiting for the phone lines to light up, hoping to get some of your folks and followers to call in 813-618-7099. If you're familiar with Ryan and what he's doing, call in, say hi. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But
I would.
Ryan, I'm all alone. So Ryan, you're in Colorado now. You've changed complete venues. How do you reboot? Like, I can't imagine. I grew up in Tampa. Ever since Hurricane Andrew, we moved here from Miami. This is my gaming community. We've grown up together. I can't imagine restarting my whole gaming community. How's that going?
Well, lucky for me, I thoroughly enjoy playing board games with my wife, so it's been really easy. And where we moved, like in the first week or two that we were here, I made a list of board game shops and antique shops to stop by because I also like to go to antique shops. And we stopped by a board game shop that happened to be like 4 minutes away from where I live now, and they are amazing. They had they buy used games. I was able to dump like $500 worth of games. They got a store credit. I became friends with the owner. I've gone to a board game night there. I've met some of his friends. And then I'm also on the subreddit for Colorado Springs. And I just saw today, my wife sent it to me, that there's another board game cafe that has like 20 to 30 people who have a continuous game day from 2 to 10 every Saturday. So I'm probably going to go by on Saturday and
That's hardcore.
introduce myself.
That's awesome.
Why don't we do it?
So it sounds like you moved to a place with a better gaming community than where you left.
I got so lucky. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, I found like 3 or 4 different game nights and places I could stop by and shop. I mean, it's fine. I reserve myself to not be like, hey, I'm the Meeple Among People. I'm like, I don't consider myself to be anyone famous.
Not
but
this
some
guy
people-
here. He wears his shirt and everything and all that stuff. And
Why do I
Well, if I'm
keep
at a
inviting this guy
convention-
back?
If I'm at a convention,
I'm
I
only
got
here because he
business
asked
cards.
about me.
No, at a convention you have to brand. You have to, let people know what you're doing, and that's how I'm building a lot of my followers and callers are coming in from people I play games with at conventions from all over the place.
So how did you come up with the name?
The Meeple Among People.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came up with it because I was initially going to do something beard related, and literally every name for that was taken. The bearded board game. Yeah,
Oh, speaking of a beard.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
Our very own beard.
Oh.
Beans and Nice podcast. State your name and where are you calling from?
Hello and good evening, gentlemen. This is Nick Obin calling you from Wesley Chapel, Florida.
Are you back in Wesley Chapel or are you still on the cruise?
I am indeed. No, I'm not coming to you from a rocking ship. Indeed, we landed. We made it back today, just today. So we've been on the ship since Saturday. Got back today.
Well, welcome back,
Just in
and
time
thanks
for
for
your show.
thinking of us in the show. Our guest today is Ryan Seedorf of Meeple Among People out in Colorado Springs, I believe it is. Colorado Springs, Colorado.
got it.
He's on cue.
What do you
today.
got going on, Nick Obin?
Nice. Hey, good evening, Ryan. Thanks for joining. I just been listening for a few minutes here, and yeah. So Ryan, as you may have just picked up there on Context Clues, I was on a cruise, not a board game cruise, not the Dice Tower cruise or anything, just a regular old cruise. But I've got myself a little streak going here, game a day in 2022, where I have played a board game every single day this year, and I wasn't going to let a little thing like a twice rescheduled cruise get in my way. So we brought a number of games, and we're playing. We did breakfast and board games most days. We would do the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet and just take a light game with us. We did patchwork.
The fat guy
Like
talking about.
God, that sounds amazing.
What do you call those little
It
3,000?
was great. It was great.
A Twinkie?
What's that?
Everything has to do with food, William. Everything has to do with
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
That would be
it
good.
was
Plan,
good,
plan,
yeah.
Or you can eat a buffet on a cruise is great. With board games, even better.
We didn't do that at the hotel Dice Tower.
No, we did at Dice Tower Retreat. We did the buffet twice,
but not
the
board
breakfast
games.
You Oh, we did not do board games. We just
You
ate.
know why? It was food. We
focused on food. We had a
focused on
job.
the food.
We had a job.
Oh man.
It was pretty great. And I actually kind of walked around the ship because I mean, obviously we were there to cruise, we did excursions, we had some fun in the sun, but I have this streak going. And so when we got on board, I actually walked around and be like, all right, where can we play games? Because I didn't want to just try to like play games in our room. I wanted to be out, and enjoy the ship. And yeah, the dining room tables were by far the best options. A lot of the other tables had like slots in them, for cards to fall through, or you're just out on the pool deck, and that's not a good time.
Oh my God, I cannot imagine like losing a card off the deck of the ship.
Yeah, just a strong breeze takes the entire game away.
You got to play heavy games. That's...
So we but it worked out perfect. So
all right, so let me ask Nick, because the Dice Tower cruise recently ended, and I watched some vlogs of people talking about it. And I think Wayne and I talked about this a little bit. The consensus was the price of a Dice Tower cruise isn't worth it when you can take a regular cruise and bring your own games. So you've done a regular cruise now. You've scoped out and reconned how to game on a cruise. Would Carlos be able to bring, I don't know, one of my miniature market bags full of board games and feel like I had a Dice Tower cruise type feel?
Yes. If you had people, maybe you had like a 10 people
cruise.
Join you, or
I'm not
4 to 10 people,
ship.
depending on what you want to do. Yeah. Because the luggage is not really a problem.
Okay.
They take care of everything for you, right? Like you just someone needs to make sure that they have a suitcase full of board games, basically, and then someone else has brought on a big suitcase where maybe all of your clothes fit in one suitcase, which is what we did actually. So Joyce and I, the lion's share of our clothes was in one big suitcase, one of those big monsters, right? That like
only board gamers would figure that out.
No, seriously, I can bring luggage full of board games. I only need one pair of underwear.
I think the biggest difference between Dice Tower and doing it like that, because I cruise a bunch. We bring games.
I've never been on a cruise.
You don't have the library, right? And you're not going to have that conference room. So big games.
But the people, the people.
If you go,
honestly, I get you a Dice Tower because the people.
The people, right?
Yeah,
but like if you got together with 10 of your friends,
right,
and went, you could bring a ton.
I ain't gonna be stuck on no ship with you for a week.
You might as well just rent a cabin or something.
Yeah, at least it's on land. I can get away.
Listen, Linda, you're missing the piece here.
All you can eat
breakfast. All you can eat breakfast.
All you can eat every meal, basically.
Is it all you can eat every meal?
Breakfast.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Although
if
we do get shipwrecked, he's got a lot of calorie intake. We can take.
You just have to be selective of what games you bring, right? You can't just bring.
Can we do a big tabletop game? Would we be able to get like a TI4 going? Is there a place at all?
I think you could.
Yes. On the cruise I was just on, absolutely. Yeah. The dining room with the all-you-can-eat buffets, and yes, it is 3 meals a day all-you-can-eat buffet. Absolutely had large
breathing intensified.
Circular tables. Large circular tables meant to hold 6 to 8 people. Yes, absolutely. Definitely do. Now I will say, having said all that, I have not looked into the price of a Dice Tower cruise, but now having gone on a cruise, which was not a board gaming cruise, right? It was my wife and I on our twice rescheduled anniversary cruise. We were supposed to go on this March of 2020, and let me explain to you how that didn't happen, right? And then we booked.
What happened? What happened in March of 2020? I don't understand.
I have no clue. I've only been dealing with
and so we booked it to 2021, which also didn't happen. And now finally we went on it just now. So this was not a board gaming cruise. I insisted on playing some board games to keep the streak alive, and I walked away from the cruise experience not really being excited about a board game cruise, because when you're on a cruise ship, they do have a beautiful pool deck, and there are neat shows to go see, and there's a rock climbing wall, and there's mini golf, and there's excursions, and you can swim with the dolphins or go do salsa lessons or whatever. And it got me thinking.
You're losing him.
You're losing me. You've lost me.
I'm with Nick though, man, because if I'm gonna board game and go to a board game convention, I want to just do nothing but board game. I'm not gonna all the amenities that a cruise ship has to offer. I don't want to pay extra money to board game. I can just bring my own and board game. Play a couple games a day.
Incidental
Yeah,
board gaming.
We could play a couple games during the day. Do like Nick did. Have breakfast, and then maybe play a game at night after the events, and just kind of.
Unless you're like
3 or 4
Carlos,
games.
who wants to pull out his BBG stats, says, "I played TI4 in international waters." What did you
But no,
play
you know,
your
like,
game at?
That's why, like, somebody like look, my wife and I bring Hive right on cruise ships, and we'll sit at the pool, put a little table between us, get our bucket of beer, enjoy the sun, and play like 10 games of Hive while we're just hanging out in the sun.
So
That's great.
I graduated in 2017. I finally got my college degree done, my bachelor's degree, and wifey promised me a cruise if I got my bachelor's degree. Has not fulfilled on that promise. I'm calling you out right now, Melissa. I know you're not watching because you're not into board
Well,
games.
she had a 2-year excuse.
I mean, she's in the next room. Though.
I'm gonna have to hold her accountable to this, and we need to get like a group of us and maybe like a little beans and dice crew.
If you call up a travel agency and say we're going to book a cruise, and you get like 10 rooms, they give you a discount. You get like free bottle of wine or a free upgrade on drink.
No, I just want buffet.
But yeah, you get
I just want buffet.
But I'm saying, like, you could
food.
You could just incidentally, because we've done it too. Like we're going on a cruise, we send out to all our friends and say, anyone wants to join us? We may not hang out with you, but you get in on it. If we, you know what I'm saying.
You call them friends?
Well, you know, what I'm saying is, if you
That
get
sounds like a good time.
if you get 10 rooms, you get huge discounts, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're booking blocks. So it's like, well, we're going on this cruise. If anyone wants to get in on the discount, jump in on it. You know, we're not necessarily going to plan everything
All
together.
right, it's official. Wayne is now the Beans and Dice Cruise Director. We're setting it up.
do it.
2022. Here we come.
I'm down.
Call in and we'll take your information.
Leave me your credit card,
Yeah.
social security number, date of birth. Just put it in the
Mother's
comments.
maiden
Oh,
name.
that's real good. Yeah.
That was a joke, folks. That was a joke.
Yeah.
YouTube, if you're watching, that was a joke. I
No,
don't want
because you get
people's
people
ID
that might
number.
actually do that kind of stuff.
Please don't do that. Please, God, don't do that. Nick, thanks for the call, man. Welcome back from the cruise.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, look, we
Thank
had a
you.
great time on that cruise.
Man, I do
Absolutely.
miss
Yeah,
this.
man. Yeah, you can.
Good night,
Have a
Nick.
good night, guys.
I do
Have a
miss
good night.
this.
All right.
I'll be back on a regular basis. I just got so much going on with work.
No, I get it, William.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
This
I like-
here
I-
refills my cup. Doing this like
I probably have not played
conversation
a
with y'all
game-
refills my cup for each week.
I haven't played a game in over a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
That hurts me, man. That hurts.
I literally, I'm that person right now. If I sat down and played a game, I'm great for Saturday, but if I did it, I'll be.
Are you coming Saturday? It's
Yes.
our game day at
Yes.
Armada Games.
I would be playing a game, and I would just be at one point. I'd just like, I'm done.
Wayne, are you coming?
So
I am not.
Uh-huh. Not a single Beans and Dice game day event have you been to
I am
yet.
going to be in Washington, D.C. this weekend.
It's always travel. It's always work. I see.
this
It's
is
always
work. This is-
political with you.
Yeah. No, this is the first time I'm going to DC for fun in a long time. We're taking my son. We're going to go to the museums. We got tickets to go see the pandas at the zoo. So that'd be good.
Very nice.
that's his favorite game.
Pandas at the zoo.
Pandas.
Way the panda.
Oh, God, I hate that game. That is a horror. That was Simon, wasn't that Simon?
If we ever do a Kickstarter for Beans and Dice, I'm telling you, one of the goals needs to make you play that game with somebody.
What game?
Way of the Panda.
Way of the Panda.
It's got this matrix board, and you take an action. You have to go down on this table, not a tableau, a table, like an Excel table of different actions you can take. You have to go down and to the right, but you can never go up and to the left. So every time you take an action, you're going down on this table till you get to the bottom. And when you get to the bottom, you're done taking actions. And you got to watch others take actions. So everybody's taking actions, trying to like combo up these actions, going down and to the right, down and to the right in certain ways so that they can take the best combination of actions. But it felt like every time I had to do something that I needed to do, it took me real far down to the right or real far to the right. So like 4 actions later, I'm at the bottom right square with nothing to do but watch others. Didn't I fall asleep in that game?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I felt literally like narcoleptic, fell asleep at the table.
It was funny because we were laughing at you.
It was Way of the Panda.
Don't play it.
All right, let's got some comments in here. Board Game Gumbo says, Southern Board Game Fest. Phone line's open, 813-618-7099. Call in, talk to us about what you've been up to gaming-wise. I'm looking forward to when we get to I think I said 1,000 subscribers, we're going to 2 hours for the show. Once we hit 1,000.
It's about time.
We're at 444. I got some time. Southern Board Game Fest, that's Board Game Gumbo. That is BJ of Board Game Gumbo on YouTube and Twitch, and also a contributor to the Dice Tower. He is running the Southern Board Game Fest, SOBO, in Louisiana. That's where we're going next week to play board games. We'll be streaming live from there. So our call-in show is actually going to be Thursday night live from the hotel in the French Quarter. We're going to be in the lobby in the French Quarter of Nolens. I've never been. I'm super excited. Nolens. And Mitchell is going to drive in Thursday to join us for the live call-in show. We're going to do it live remotely. Kind of like I did in the tent from that racetrack in Daytona.
From the tent and from Dice Tower retreat.
I went
right?
camping in a tent at a racetrack, and I did the live call-in show from there. So I've learned how to remote live call-ins.
That
It's
worked
going to be
well,
awesome.
man.
It was probably the smoothest show I've ever done. Like the best connection, no tech issues, nothing. And I was in a tent the whole time. Let's see here.
Sad. Very sad.
David Duga says, I love Game Toppers LLC. So that's what we have here. I do love my Game Toppers. And, I'm certain Berkey is not watching, but Berkey of Game Toppers LLC, if you are watching, we definitely could use a new, neoprene top. We eat at our game, unlike the players in Louisiana. Food and gaming go together here in Florida. So we need a new topper. Let's see here. Medical Mechanica says, I've heard that one's cutthroat, gorgeous art. So I think we're talking about the Equinox.
Yeah, the reprint.
It is gorgeous.
Colossal Arena.
The original artwork is actually very pretty too.
The old Colossal Arena?
Yeah, it was for the time. Yeah,
for Equinox.
Equinox,
Okay. They made it the Golem edition, but the artwork prior to it is.
Wait, so Equinox was a reprint of Colossal Arena, and then they added the twist of the
Golem edition. Yeah,
interesting.
Very nice.
It's gonna be a thing now. Terraforming Mars, Golem edition.
Yep.
Hannah Crum says, "Thank you. The artwork for that game is awesome." So she's asking. Hannah's asking about Century Games and the Equinox. Are they the same? I think there was like a line. Like they did this grouping of games together.
Was it Century, Spice Road, the tree?
Right, it was like a trilogy of games that kind of came back to back together. Century Spice Road, and
Eastern Wonders, and
I remember the designer was out there.
Golem editions. There's Eastern Mountains, an Endless World, and then just the regular Golem edition.
Yeah.
I have it directly next to me.
Nice. I love how originally they were only going to do Century Spice Road Golem edition, and that's it. They weren't going to do the other two in the Golem version, but people were like,
until the sales.
Until the sales
hit the market.
Yeah.
I mean, I only bought the Golem edition. Like that was the one I wanted.
I don't own any of them, but if I bought one, it would be the Golem edition.
I stopped buying games because of him.
I'm sorry, I have a problem. I need to seek counseling.
And that's fine, and I don't.
Now, speaking of buying games, Christian Adventure Gamer asks, who pre-ordered Betrayal 3rd Edition other than me?
There's a 3rd edition coming out?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw.
I built the slideshow for last week, and I never got to talk about Golem the Betrayal's 3rd Edition.
He was going to say Golem edition. Betrayal.
Betrayal, House on Hill Golem edition.
Hey, idea. I want royalties on that one.
I have the original, and then I bought that expansion pack with the 50 new missions. Never touched it. So
are they just going to errata a whole bunch of stuff? Is that what they're going to do?
It's going to be 50 missions, and it's going to be all new missions, and it's going to be updated miniatures, so more beautiful miniature art.
Thank God.
It's going to be better balance.
I never bought 2nd edition.
Some of those missions.
Ryan, did you buy 2nd edition?
I have the original game. I have the 2nd edition, and I bought the the Witchers.
Oh wow!
Expansion.
Yeah.
Have you played the Legacy version?
I have, and that's a disappointing end.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know. Because I was like, what?
Oh,
I think I won the last one.
Wiped.
Huh?
My group got wiped. We
didn't get wiped. We slaughtered it.
We beat it quick.
We beat it. We slaughtered that last one.
Really? We could never. Spoiler. We could never find the corners of hell. I think it was the corner right there.
Yeah. We found them quick.
Yeah.
Oh, not us. Mine was literally saved. I think if there's 20 cards,
right. That's just bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like the one who was supposed to be able to do it, so I kept going in there because I had the top speed. That kept getting crap the entire time. I'm just losing my mind.
that's my problem with the game, though.
The same thing you
even,
said.
Even the legacy version, like, all right, this one group killed it in 2 seconds. The other group, nah. Like, it's like there's no balance to some of that. Like, it's
But
so
it all leaves you
swingy.
with a different story.
Yeah.
Here's what we ended up doing
said
that
you gotta
night.
roleplay
The
it.
night we finished it.
Oh, yeah.
We went out to
Burned
my
it up.
driveway, took out my Weber grill, and we lit up all those components, all those extra components that went to the tomb that you're not supposed to ever play with again. And we threw.
I was furious that we didn't get to use the car.
Oh, we never did get to use the car. So
Yeah, there's a lot.
It fell out like when we first set up the game and we saw that. Me and my friend were like, if we don't use that damn car, this game is just a goddamn waste of time.
we never used the car.
Yeah, but see, was a car a real thing? Or was it like miniature?
All I know is we burnt it.
It's a little cardboard car. I'm sure one of the stories you were able to use is like if I am able to use it and I'm able to drive away, I'm driving away.
Everything that
Screw
got
this-
destroyed,
screw this
including the
out.
helm. The helm itself, we ended up burning it in the Weber. William, tell me, I'm not lying here. William can attest. The colors of the flames coming off of the
All
helm
the ink.
was
Well,
like
yeah, the inks, adhesives. I'm sure there was a
weird
coating on it.
blues and reds and pinks, and it was popping and hissing.
Just a skull.
Don't
smoke flame came up.
inhale.
Right. We were like, Cthulhu's going to be called in from this, ritual we're doing here.
I didn't know what was going on.
You were inhaling the fumes, that's what. Now, to answer Christian Adventure Gamer's question, yes, I'm going to be getting 3rd edition. That is on my list.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it too.
Of course it is.
Board Game Gumbo says, Cascadia! Exclamation points. So we have a Cascadia fan here. No surprise. It's a good game. I like Cascadia.
Haven't played.
I'm more of a fan of Overboss, Boss Monster.
I love Overboss. I actually I reviewed that game.
It's kind of like a Cascadia feelings of the tile placement, and adding tiles on top of the tile placements, the tokens to put on top of them for the extra bonus points, and it's just more of a theme that I think I would enjoy. I'm gonna have to check out your review.
Yeah, I actually have the prototype version that still says Overlord.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like one of my prized board game possessions.
do you know why they had to change it?
They had to change it because there was a movie called Overlord, and it was like
Oh, that zombie flick.
Nazi.
Yes. Nazi
That
zombie
movie
Is
flick.
that the World War II
Yeah.
zombie one?
Yeah.
I did watch
It was
that.
like real gory.
That's a dope movie.
It's like Wolfenstein meets George A. Romero.
Wolfenstein, yeah.
Yes, this was
Definitely.
bad. It was real gory. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it too.
BJ from
Yeah.
Board Game Gumbo says, if you like Tokyo Highway, find a copy of Crash Octopus. All right, so another
Never
dexterity game. Never heard of it. Mitchell says, I played the giant version of River Dragons there. And Diego says, Men at Work is another good dexterity game. We got a whole theme going here about
I've heard
dexterity
that.
games.
And giant versions of dexterity games are fun.
Oh, they're even better.
The-
Just any giant, like I didn't play that one, but we've played what's the kids game where you're stacking? It's a Hobbit game.
Oh, yeah, right behind you. Rhino Hero.
The Rhino Hero Super Barrel Mega version.
Oh, the big one. Yeah. It's funny because you have just like short people like me and you.
On
And
chairs.
like-
Why you got to throw me in there with you?
Because
Why couldn't you be on your own on that
no,
one?
because I got to throw you in there. Yeah, they have to bring out a chair.
Bring out chairs.
And then you
Rhino
hear the
Hero's-
tall people just like, oh, how funny.
Rhino Hero's fun.
Stick that
Rhino Hero
top.
Super Battle is better, and then the giant version is just awesome.
I got to say, Ryan, I'm so jealous of that cup you have there, man. That mug.
Oh my god.
That is just
man.
like
I mean, any convention you go to, you can get this thing.
I'm
Why don't you just ask him to buy you one of mail?
not gonna ask him to buy me a mug. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna.
I don't know. Next time I'm going to a convention, so
I'm giving the man compliments on his mug.
Really?
Hannah is telling Nas to try Azul.
Yes,
it's
I was
similar to Sagrada,
I
but
was
a lot
gonna mention
easier.
that. Yes, Azul.
Yeah, I think her mom would probably do Azul better.
I think
All the pieces
Azul
of
is
all the
easier
pieces of
to learn.
chick-based.
I think Azul is a little easier to learn than
It's,
Sagrada.
yeah, Azul's a great introductory game. Even Overboss is a pretty good game to teach new gamers.
And then Kyle from Chicago, I guess it must be really cold up there because he says should get her mom into a game of Twilight Imperium 4. Come on, Mr. Jeeves, get it together.
Wow.
If you're a board gamer, you gotta play it at least once.
Have you?
Yes, I played it.
My man.
All right. Well, how many people?
It was 5.
That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's about good.
That's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, 3 of us didn't know how to play, and we finished in 6
Lord.
hours.
Ah, wow. God, my group
Yeah, no,
can't.
we were surprised because we thought it was a Labor Day like 3-4 years ago, and we set out for the entire day.
I think
And
he has the record, 15 hours.
no, thank you.
Good lord.
I'm like, holy.
You laugh at that, but you're the one watching us on stream.
Yeah, but we know why. There was other reasons why
It
I
was
watched
hilarious.
it. Yeah, it was hilarious. So I was
Did you
able to
make
play.
a drinking game out of it?
No, it was a bunch of dudes sitting around a table playing a game, and let's just
We
say
had
bodily functions.
we had a crock pot full of hot dogs and another crock pot full of chili and cheese. That was like meal for the whole day. So 15 hours of 8 of us eating nothing but chili dogs. It went south fast towards the end.
Yeah, it went bad. I was like, dang, what's going on?
All I know is I didn't know William was watching. I just get a text from William saying, I felt that from here.
Yeah. Oh man, but it kept you guys
15
awake until
hours,
like
man.
yeah,
Good Lord.
I mean,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
kept you alert.
I've only played it once and didn't finish the game.
for how many people?
It was like 5 or 6 of us. 6.
Yeah.
he
Five,
didn't
five,
finish.
like
Six.
5 is like a magical
We
number.
was at a game store. We set it up. We
That's why the
playing
game
it.
store.
Yeah, started playing early in the
That's a
day.
game- that's
And
a game you
I
play.
have TI3 and both expansions. It just
You
sitting
have to
there.
play that at a house. I think 4 streamlines it.
I set up a game day just TI4. We had 3 games of TI4 going on at the same time at Armada Games. I mean, that's how much I love that game.
I don't think she's gonna get her mom.
There's
to
a
play
lot
that.
of comments
I don't
in
think
here.
she's gonna get her mom
Y'all
to
folks
play
are
that.
really busy in the comment trails. I'm loving it. Let's see. Did Nick end his anniversary cruise early or just call in dedicated? My man Nick from Wesley Chapel, he's calling. He's dedicated. And let's see if there's any more important comments in here. Any key ones that stand out. Let's see here. Diego Raf says you can pay a click farm to get you 1,000 subs. I am looking for 1,000 subs, but I don't know if I want to pay for it. I want to organically grow it.
Yeah.
I just want like real.
I couldn't do that.
I love the community we're building here.
If you pay for those followers, you'll have them for a little while, and then they'll disappear.
Because YouTube will figure it out and drop them off.
Yeah.
Never pay for bots.
Christian Adventure Gamer says, "What's your thoughts on Lizard Wizard?" I saw the unboxing that Christian Adventure Gamer did of Lizard Wizard. I think it's the same company that does Raccoon Tycoon. Is that anybody here familiar with Lizard Wizard?
I played it before it was released. I played at Gen Con. They had a demo of it, and of course I played the
Deck
demo.
builder, right?
It's a deck builder, hand management, resource management. You know, it's one of those games that's got all those like cool mechanics tied into one with, you know, but just in a different thematic feel, different way of scoring. Just it's nice, it's cool. For the price, I wouldn't get it.
What was it, like 50, 60?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get, the problem is like when you see them, you just, point of reference, don't demo a game with like the greatest deluxe components first, because then when
Absolutely. Yeah.
when you go somewhere else and you try to buy, you're like, oh, but it doesn't have all this stuff in it. I'm like, yeah, sorry, you guys spend that extra money. People play with the basic version, and people like it, then they will spend that extra money to get the components. I can't do that with people.
You know, that brings up that William. That is a solid point. Over here, okay, folks, excuse my reach.
Oh boy.
All right, with me here today, I've got a copy of Radlands, the basic edition, retail edition. Right, so people didn't even know this thing was coming out. Like this, let me show it. I feel bad because poor Ryan.
I saw it at PAX Unplugged, and I wish I picked it up.
So I didn't back it. I don't do Kickstarters. It's not my thing. But I saw this Radlands retail edition for $17.99 on Miniature Market.
Yeah,
I mean, $17 for a board game. I'm saying yes, right? And William, you're right because I got it in $17. These are the cardboard cards, so I had to sleeve them for you folks at home. Let me see if I can show you
I
all.
know. Well, we know that.
There it is. I had to sleeve them because I sleeve everything I do. And then I find out I can't get the sleeves back into the box. So the box is just tall enough to fit the cards, but that extra 2 millimeters of sleeve does not allow the cards to fit inside of the box. That's really frustrating,
Even if you take
folks.
the insert out.
Even if you take the insert out. It's not the... I get it. There's so many board games they make where the insert doesn't fit the sleeve cards. Whatever. I chuck the insert and move on. I just throw the cards in the box. I took the insert out, still couldn't fit the cards in the box. Like they purposely made it that I couldn't fit these sleeved cards in the box. This is the
Sounds
retail
like you
edition.
need the deluxe version.
Because the deluxe version is
like
made of
crazy.
plastic.
Yeah.
The cards are plastic. Like to me that's okay. I get it. Some people don't like plastic and everything. The idea of plastic cards to me just makes me feel good. Like I don't have to worry about them being damaged.
It's because so much stuff is spilled around you.
Have you watched our show
Have you
before?
ever played Canvas?
Yes.
Yeah, like those transparent plastic cards. I love those things.
Yeah, but Awakening the Bear, Company of Heroes, their 3rd edition, all the cards in there are plastic. Palm Island, all the cards in there are plastic. I have a bicycle deck of plastic cards. You can play them at the pool. You can play them at the beach. You can
I
play.
have a bicycle. It's plastic.
So, but for 18 bucks, you have this game. You get 30 plays out of it, and the cards are ruined.
Whatevs, right?
Go buy another copy for 17 bucks.
But to William's point, this $17 game showed me the quality of the mechanisms and the cards in here. Guess where I spent my whole day today? On Roxley's website, talking myself down from back ordered Super Deluxe Edition.
I knew
yeah,
it. I
I
knew
did
it.
the same thing. I
knew it.
looked at that website. I was just like, oh, I
But you
can't do it.
have you even played this yet?
No, just with
My man. Have you played? Hey,
but because I read the rules and I went through every card and read how every card works, I'm like, this is a good game.
okay. Everyone dies because you did that. It means you should win.
So, no, it doesn't mean I should win. I would lose too many games. So, what William, what you're saying is you're right. Teach me the game, showing me the basics, showing me that the bones on this game are great,
And then
I am gonna go online and buy your deluxe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, like Terraforming Mars. We all had a copy of it, and then when that big box said it, it's like, yeah,
You bought the big box, yeah?
hell yeah, I bought the big. Because
And I thought about buying the big box.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised.
but I owned everything already.
I see. I did.
I talked myself out of that big box. I don't own any TM, and I want it. But then I'm like, I want to go in. I want everything. It's too much. Can't do it.
I did because
couldn't do it.
I didn't have any of the expansions. I only played with just the base
Yeah.
game with the one map. That's it, one extra map. I played the expansions with everyone else's copies, and I was like, you know what? Oh, now I can get them all and
So
get all this nice cool
I'm
stuff.
talking myself out daily out of Western Legends on Kickstarter right now.
Oh yeah, well,
Mitchell's asking on the chat, did you get Chocolate Factory in, Carlos? Yes, it's behind Wayne. It's up underneath Red Alert.
wow, is it still in
that's
shrink?
massive
It's still in shrink.
It's still in shrink. I was gonna actually wait for Wayne to come in. I was hoping to get it played today, but we ran out of time. But yes, Chocolate Factory is in. Another game where just the BGA alone did it for me, and the physical version, the components in this really stand out.
Yeah, I want to give that game a try physically to see if it holds up. The BGA version was so good.
Diego says he can bring Lizard Wizard next time to game day. And then Raph says, so you're coming out to the Saturday game day, right, Diego? So it is Saturday game day this Saturday at Armada Games. We start up at noon. I believe Armada opens up at noon, and they close, I think, at 11 or 12. But we plan to be there all day playing games for you folks in the Tampa Bay area. Come join us. Just stop in, look for any. I mean, William's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're not too hard to tell apart sometimes.
I'm better looking.
That's what it is. Just reach out, say hi. I reach out to random people at game day. Like if you're sitting at a table by yourself, I just ask, "Hey, want to play a game?" It's just,
And then he loses.
you were there for that one.
I was having a great
God,
time.
I was so upset that day.
He was like, man, he's losing, and this is great.
So that's our game day this Saturday. Ryan, we got you here past 10 o'clock. This the call-in show usually goes to about 10 o'clock. We got you here past 10.
8:07 here.
It's fine. It's fine.
7 o'clock. So
8:07.
8:07. Okay.
Oh yeah. Whew.
So let's.
I'm still not used to that. It feels like 10 o'clock to me, but I don't mind.
What's your gaming expectations and plans for 2022 that you want to share with the audience? Where can they find out more about what you have going on in the social spaces where they can follow you?
So I have a couple things lined up. I'm doing some reviews for games that haven't come out yet, obviously. I'm actually joining a bunch of other Instagram accounts, and we're starting a YouTube channel, which
Ooh.
is it's kind of like the Dice Tower, I guess is the easiest way to put it, just because it's a lot of different accounts collaborating together. And we're going to start off by doing like once a month panels and talking about, a certain topic. And then it's going to branch off that we're all going to be able to contribute videos to it. And then, reviews, unboxings, stuff like that.
I love that idea. I'm so much more about the community inclusion of that idea than an individual channel. Here locally, I have been very open with everyone. I don't turn people down. Like you want to be a part of this, you're a part of this, right? It's all about everyone else's level of interest in joining me on this thing where we just meet up and talk to people about board games. I love the idea
Absolutely.
of that.
I mean, we literally got this hashed out in like 5 minutes.
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's about is sharing with the community your love of this gaming to other people in the community to bring them in so they can feel connected. That's huge.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea. So keep us posted on that. So as soon as that goes live.
I think we're going live in the next week or two. The name is we're going to be the Tableside Lineup.
Is there a way to subscribe now?
No, it's going to be live probably the next week or two.
All right, well, shoot me a message once it's live so I can share it. I can bring it up with my folks so they can subscribe too, and I'll definitely subscribe.
Oh, thank you.
So that's the bigger scope. What about your scope? What do you got going on game-wise?
The same thing I've been doing for the last 2+ years, just playing games, posting my thoughts, silly things about games. I started doing some reels for shits and giggles. That's the way the Instagram world is going, so I might as well start putting my face more out there. Because I've never been shy about like showing who I am and like talking, doing podcasts and stuff like that. But for most of the time, I just focused on taking photos of the games because who wants to see my face next to a game just being like
Hey, so I'm not the only one that feels weird doing that. Like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna hold this game. Yeah, William, take a picture of me holding this game.
You always ask me to do it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm
holding this game, William. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna try not to be awkward though.
I've always felt awkward taking photos of myself with games. So yeah, my thing is I want to show off what the game is.
Yeah, it doesn't feel organic for me.
So it works for some people, and bless them. It's just not for me.
Nope, spontaneous chaos. Yeah,
this is why you're around. Any plans for conventions or meetups where folks can come meet you and game with you?
I was contemplating on doing Gen Con. I'll just have to see a couple of things if it'll work out. At bare minimum, I want to do PAX Unplugged again because it'd be my third time going, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I did Origins last year, and Origins it's not bad. It's more of a actual gaming convention. Like there are retailers there and people showing off, but it's more about playing the games. That being said, Ohio is great.
Yeah, I haven't done a convention in Ohio yet. We've done Stonemeyer in Missouri for Design Day. We've done a lot of the Florida conventions here. We do the Dice Tower East, Escape WinterCon. Those are the big ones that we go to. I'm really looking to branch out into other states, so we're doing Louisiana next week at the Board Game Fest in Lafayette. So I'm also getting into that exploratory mode of kind of getting out of, we've done Dragon Con, which I think is Wayne's stomping ground. It still amazes me, Wayne, that we've never met each other before. We were just talking before the show. Wayne, it was what I meant, Ryan, when I said, if you want to be a part of the show, you're welcome to show up. I got this random guy coming to my house, a couple weeks ago for the first time, just because he plays board games and somehow found me online, right? That's the kind of person I am. Like, if you're a part of the community, you want a game, you got a place in my house. We can game. We can figure it out.
Predator just came here.
It could be, but I tell wifey, I gave wifey the code to the safe, and I said, if anything goes down, pew pew pew, let's go. It's Florida.
Well, if I'm ever in Tampa Bay, I'll definitely reach out.
I'll make sure wife has safes, code safes. Safes to the code.
Safes to the code.
That thing. So
English is
no, but I'm all about bringing people in and playing games with them, meeting new people, and trying out new things. And I'm glad to hear that you're. Yeah, I can't imagine leaving my gaming community and having to restart. Like, I don't know what that would feel like. So
I didn't have the biggest gaming community where I lived. I just had. I had to give up a lot of like friends, but I met more people out here, just in the first month that are passionate about board games. So really just going to ride that wave and see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, well, you keep in touch with us. You let us know how that's going. You check in with us, and you're always welcome. Folks, for all y'all watching at home, there's a very low bar to get on the show. It is.
It's only $500.
No, that's me, folks. I'm here now again. He allowed me to come back.
The bar to get on the show is to say, hey, can I be on the show? And I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about games with people. Jump in. So for y'all folks who've got your thing going on, you want to share with others, reach out, say hi. Ryan reached out and said hi, and here we are. So reach out again as you build that community, you meet new folks, and share with us how that's going, because it's something that interests me. It's talking about how to build gaming communities. And then most importantly, let us know once you get that YouTube started so I can share with others and I can begin to follow.
Will do. I mean, I can tell you a couple of the accounts that are going to be part of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Talk about it.
A couple of the big ones are, Geek Chic Gamer.
Yep.
She's going to be part of it. Me and her are the ones who actually are starting it. Otherwise, Geek and Pink is going to be part of it. Who else? Actually, I have a list of people. I can just say it. Not sure it's a spoiler or anything, but if they get mad at me, they get mad at me. Sorry, guys.
Exclusive to Beans and Dice podcast.
Oh, we got a breaking news. So
yeah, so let me click on the people who are part of this. So yeah, we have Geek and Pink, we have Wusung Board Games, Geek Chic Gamer, Queer Tabletops, Rich Plays Board Games, Specular Board Games, and I believe the Mad Board Gamer. And the whole thing about this is the initial group that's starting it. We had some people who were initially part of it, but then had to back out because of other things. But we want to be inclusive. We want people to be able to, if you want to join, we'll obviously talk amongst ourselves to see if you're a good fit. But then, yeah, we want you to hop on. So like some of the people who weren't able to do it, they still have an open invitation to whenever they want to come on and add video and contribute.
We're sharing some of the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah. Whoever that is, that's awesome.
What would happen?
Well, the collabs that they do with the thank yous and there's the one with the yelling, like your the 300 style one, the 300 party.
That's awesome.
Oh, my video?
No, it wasn't your picture, but somebody else's picture. It was hilarious.
On the
The screaming, just the screaming. William likes that. William likes the angry, the yelling.
Yeah, it's
Can you
great.
tell? You get a little violence vibe.
I'm not violent. I'm very, very calm and docile person.
Uh-huh.
But to you, I'm not.
Once a Marine, always a Marine, right?
Kick you in the nuts.
Once a Marine, always a Marine?
Always.
Yeah. That's my buddy, Semper Fi.
Okay.
Well, Ryan, it's been a blast having you. Folks at home, thank you for, it's past time and y'all are still watching, actually. So thank you so much for joining us for the YouTube live stream every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We haven't missed one yet. So it's over a year now, and we're doing this every Thursday night. So please join us each week. Let your friends know what we're trying to do here. We are very big on building that community. That's our goal here. And Ryan, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good night. Folks at home, have a good night. We'll see y'all next week. And those of you in Tampa, we will see you this weekend, Saturday, Armada Games Game Day. Right, Wayne?
Right.
Yeah, another business trip.
Yeah.
This is personal.
I'm Carlos.
I'm William.
And I'm Wayne.
And we have
All right.
and we're a podcast about how we game.